Sometimes it could be 12-hour transit. It could even be more than 12-hour transit. So of course you have to be with your phone. Your internet is not working. So what will you be doing? You will sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, and there is no bed for you. There is no bed for you. You just sit down on the chair in the airport and just be waiting for 12 hours, sometimes 6 hours. So you having extra money. So most times during my own time, I just went to the immigration. You know me, I'm a fine girl. So come. Yeah, I can buy something. So this is where I get my video inspirations. It's a lot of topics that I still have to talk about. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure they do it for 1,000. I was telling me 2,000 or something. They'll look at you before they actually give you the price. Make sure to wrap your bag, and aside your bag being fine or thin, most these airport officials, they don't know how to handle bag. If you see the way they used to throw bag, when people know you want to travel, hey, my cousin, my sister, my brother, my auntie, let me carry this thing now and everything. Tell them, say you know they go. I'm sure that you guys see it online every single time, the way people hide things. Don't collect anything from anybody. See, if the person wants to fight with you, let them fight with you. I wish every one of you a very, very safe flight, no matter the reason why you're actually leaving your country. Even if you've given up all hope on your country and you feel like you cannot make it here, everything has, don't forget you still have your families here. And anywhere you are going out of the country, just try as much as you can to be a good representation, or to be a good citizen out there. If people forgot about Nigeria, they've actually tagged us as this thing. Just try as much as you can to actually redeem the image of your country. Don't give up on the country you're coming from. Even the country you're going to, it was not actually built in a day. Everything did not just work out in a day. If you leave, if I leave, everybody leave. It's going to work it out. Even if you're not staying, just make sure to say good things about your country, be a good citizen. Don't break another country's rules. Some things that you do in your own country that you think you can get away with, you cannot do the same outside the country. And the funny thing is, when you actually do something there, they will say, that's what they do. That's what Nigerian sisters do. All of them, they always have this group ideology that's that. So just try as much as possible to actually be a good citizen of your country. There is nothing to be shy about if you're actually a first-time traveler. Information is key. There is no one that knows, or even frequent travelers actually need updated information. So I'm here to actually share so many tips with you as a first-time traveler. I've traveled to 2 different countries, and every year I always come back to my home country, and I feel like there are so many things I wish I had known, especially on that first day, the first time I was actually traveling. And I really wish there are some things I've actually known prior my traveling. So that's why I decided to share these tips with you guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your home girl, Ashitemis, and of course you're watching Japa with Ashitemis, your #1 blog of immigration rules, immigration details, immigration everything. So let's dive right into it. So the first one on our list is your SIM card. Most of you, especially those ones that are desperate, that they want to jackpot, they just want to leave their own country, they don't care whatever, they just want to go. My dear, before you jackpot finally, you need your SIM card. Make sure the SIM card you're using in Nigeria is the one that you want to use forever and use for long. So what you do is make sure your SIM card is registered with the National Identity NIN. Is actually registered with the National Identification Number or something. Just make sure I don't know if you're watching me from Nigeria, you actually know NIN. So I'm trying to tell you to register your SIM card. If you're watching from Africa or any other country, for different countries you actually know where and how you can actually register your SIM card to actually know that this is your SIM card and they should not give it to anybody else. This one belongs to you. You actually need your SIM card. Yes, you might not need it maybe when you're outside your home country, it will not be viable, but you actually need it, especially for your bank. So this one will actually bring us to number 2, having a valid bank details or bank account from your home country. Yes, in as much as you want to leave the country, you want to run away, make sure to maintain your bank account, your bank details with your home country. Don't just say, hey, you're done. See, most times the excitement is always there. Hey, when I leave this country, I'm no longer coming back, I'm gone for good. And it's always like that. but make sure to maintain your bank statement. Anything can happen. And another reason why I told you to maintain your bank statement is because of your SIM card. So your SIM card is always, of course, linked to your bank statement. So your SIM card should be the one like you registered in your bank for SMS alert. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So the next on our list is email for bank statement. Are you seeing that we are still turning around that same point? So it's not only SMS alert you actually get for your bank account. Make sure you actually activate email alert. This is because when you actually leave the offshore of your country, like when you left your home country to another country, it's possible your SIM card do not work again. But maybe when I was in India, I was still getting SMS with my MTN card, and I actually advise someone to actually get MTN card because it's somehow more global, something like that. Like you can still get SMS anywhere you are, but when you're leaving, you can actually deactivate SMS alert, but make sure you activate your email alert for your bank. It's very, very important. So you maintaining your SIM card with your home country, maintaining your bank statement with your home country, and activating your email alert. Even when you're there, even when you're working, you'll know how the currency is. Like when you, for example, £1 or $1 converting to your native currency, you know how much is it. So where are you going to be saving it? And I will not really advise somebody to just save money excessively in another country. You can actually get a domiciliary account in your home country. See, let me tell you guys, in as much as you are leaving the country, your country na your country. That country where you did na another man's country. You cannot live there forever. You cannot. Anything can bring you back to Nigeria. Anything. It could be business, it could be work, it could be better business idea. So the fact that things are happening now, you feel like, no, you're done. Trust me, you will still come back. You can come back for marriage, you can come back for family, you can come back. We have so many people that are immigrating back to Nigeria, but that first time to be as if you're done, you never come here again. But just maintain all these things with them. So I actually advise, if you can save, of course you can save your local currency, so you can actually just open a local a domiciliary account with your the bank that you have. Open a domiciliary account, so any money that you make that you feel like is excess, you can actually save it there as a domiciliary account, because nobody knows tomorrow. Especially you don't know in the country that you are. Anything can happen tomorrow. There can just be a fight, God forbid. There can just be a fight between this country, and then everybody has to return back to their country, or you have to come back to the country. Anything can happen, or maybe they will just say and something happen, or nothing. In saving money, you don't have to go one part. Just have different options. Have money saved in your local bank account, have money saved in your foreign account. But I actually always advise more in your local account, because your country na your country. I don't know, depending, but don't just say you're done with the country and then all your money is in your foreign this thing is actually not advising. Make sure that you have, at least when you're actually coming back to the country, you know that your money is there. You can do whatever you like here. And in case anything happens to you outside the country, your domiciliary account here, you have your next of kin, and not them passing through those long process. At least you have something for them. So another reason why I told you to actually maintain your bank account with your bank is for your SIM card when you're actually traveling. In as much as they've actually restricted the amount you can actually withdraw abroad to like $100. I don't know if they've increased it now or something. It is actually still useful for you. They can lift the ban anytime from now. Aside that, you can still use your card for online payment of website or anything like that. Like you might actually want to pay for some things and you feel like paying conversion to NAIRA or something, I don't know. Just hold your ATM card. You can use it for this, so they can decide to increase the limits, double the limits, so you can use MasterCard. Even for your domiciliary account, you can get a card for it, but I will not actually advise you get a card for it. That domiciliary account is just like your savings, like you swear covenant with it, like you're not gonna touch it. You can save in the domiciliary account, you can save in dollars, you can save in NAIRA, you can save in pounds. Even if you're going there as a student, don't limit yourself. Even if it is actually £1 that you are sending to that account every week, if it's £1, I am just saying, before you know it, you already preach, you already having money. So don't just wait when you make £2,000, £4,000 or $4,000. Anything you see, just send it back home. Just be saving the money there, be saving it there, be saving it there, be saving. When you come back to Nigeria, when you actually change the money back, this is how you'll be raising shoulders, or to your own country, to think that you've made it. So that's one thing first time travelers actually need to learn. So another one on our list, I think number 5, exchange rate of the country you're going to. This is one common mistakes with first-time traveler. There are especially people that are just desperate to just travel. They want just to travel. They don't care as long as you just aeroplane and travel. It's very, very important to know the exchange rate of the country you're going to, so that you'll be able to have sufficient amount of money in your hand. Not like you go there, you'll be caught off guard, especially if you are from a country like Nigeria, that our debit card is actually restricted to some amount of money. So imagine when you get there now, you have to pay for something and then you don't have enough money with you. So that's why they actually used to compulsory PTA, but it is not all countries that actually request for PTA. Even at that, some people can just say their PTA is inside their bank account and every other thing. So it's actually important to know the exchange rate of the country you're going to. And this one will bring us to the next one, which is a well-planned budget. In as much as maybe you've gotten your visa and you feel like the next thing is just to book flight and go, my dear, it is more than just booking flight and go. There's so many immigration process, other side document that you have to get and every other thing. So when you actually have so there's no how you can have a well-planned budget without knowing the exchange rate of the country you're going to. And that's why I mentioned this earlier. For example, maybe now this is actually COVID time. You have to stay in a separate accommodation for 14 days, feeding. And for example, maybe when you're traveling, for example now, when I was in Russia, and if you're going to my state, Crimea State University, you have to take flights from Nigeria to Moscow. Then from Moscow, you take another local flight. So you see all those mini transits that you actually feel like you have to have extra money for each stopover and feeding, accommodation, miscellaneous other things you do not think about, like some things you might actually feel like you might want to get, like just feel like on a street budget. Just have a budget for, just we'll call it in case money. Not like you feel like you booked your ticket and that's it. You might just get there, maybe your flight got to the state capital late and then they told you to add 1,000 sorry, I'm talking about Russian rupees. They can tell you to add maybe like $20 to just follow the next flight, or $20 to shift your next flight or something. And then you'll be like, I don't have money with me. You will sleep in the airport. You will sleep there. Or maybe when you get there, because international flight takes 46 kg and then your local flight takes 23 kg. So when you now get there, of course you are coming with 46 kg. How you carry the many kg? You have to pay for extra luggage. So if you don't know anything about this, you'll be like, Auntie, no, there's nothing like auntie abroad though. You're not going or you drop your load. So you have to calculate there. And then another thing in talking about budget is, especially if you have somebody that is supposed to come and pick you at the airport, just in case the person did not come or anything like that, at least you have option B. Okay, in case the person did not come, I use this one for hotel, or I use this one to take taxi to my school, or I use it just have an extra money of just in case. That one does not mean you actually spend the money. You might actually feel like, okay, it's just like a 3 hours flight, you will not buy anything. See, let me tell you, when you are traveling, that's when you know that you are hungry. You enter the airport like this, you see different kind of this thing. And another thing is because the food they actually give you inside the airline is mostly not your type of food that you eat. They just give you one food that is their own food, like, so your belly no go reach. And the food they actually sell in the airport is very expensive, and you know that when you're actually on transit, you cannot step outside the city. So whatever you're buying actually be in the airport, and it's actually very expensive. Sometimes another reason for this budget is when you're actually on transit, sometimes it could be 12-hour transit. It could even be more than 12-hour transit, like Egypt. It will be like more than 12-hour transit. So of course you have to be with your phone. Your internet is not working. So what will you be doing? You will sleep, wake up, and there is no bed for you. There is no bed for you. You just sit down on the chair in the airport and just be waiting for 12 hours, sometimes 6 hours. So you having extra money. So sometimes they actually offer Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is not free. Some airport is free, but some, like Moscow airport, I think they have free Wi-Fi. But some airport is not free. They can tell you $10 for 2 hours, $10 for this, depending on the Wi-Fi. So imagine when you don't have money with you, how will you go on internet? How will you just stay 12 hours and not do anything? My dear, 12 hours looks small, but you will be frustrated. You will be, especially if you are the only one, you don't have your country person with you. You don't have your fellow Nigerian to gist with. Nobody. Imagine everybody that boarded flights with you are all white. Though you can actually talk to white, but you know the vibe will not be there. How will you speak that kind of thing? Nobody to gist with. You will feel frustrated. So it's actually good to actually hold extra money. So in case you get there and you have a very long hour flight, and then you have internet, you have to pay for internet service, 10 hours, this thing. You can actually pay for it, and then you go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on YouTube, just enjoy yourself before the flight actually arrives. Can you see why you actually need extra money? So another one, I don't know if it's another step, is actually notifying your bank you're actually traveling. But I think in Nigeria it's actually not necessary. I don't know the country you're watching me from, because when I was traveling I didn't even say anything. I just made sure my email was valid and my phone number was actually valid, and then when I actually left, nothing. But some countries you might actually have to like send an email or notify your bank that you'll be traveling, so that it's not be like you've been spending naira and then you now suddenly you started withdrawing in euros or other currency like that. They might actually block your card and that thing. So another reason why I said you should actually maintain your email is anytime you have issue with your bank, I don't know, people just say Nigeria is this, but throughout that I left there, my bank was always there for me. Like, just send them an email, tell them you are from this. So the ideas they will just require from you is your valid visa, your passport, and everything. They will actually attend to you. Even some things that you cannot do, they will send you form to print out, to update your account, to do it. Like, I did everything outside the country. So what I'm trying to say is, for that number, I actually feel like you registering it, you should register in one of your trusted parents. We all have two parents, mother and father. There will be one that will actually trust the most. Like, we know that this one is between both of us. For me, mine is my mom. So when I was outside the country, then there was another rule about SIM card, that if you don't register it or something, I really cannot remember. So I just called my mom. She was one that went to MTN office for me, and then she did everything for me. She was one that did the registration from while I was outside the country. So that was why I did not lose that SIM. So just make somebody be able to, like, even till now, the SIM card, even when I wanted to go and upgrade it to 4G, they told me I'm not entitled because I was not the one that actually registered the SIM. So the person has to come, or I just do upgrade, but they were not doing upgrade at the moment, but I just left it because just something like that. So just have trusted somebody in Lagos, like your mother or your father, depending. But I cannot give my SIM to my father. I know we give all the side chick. So my mom is just my best bet, that kind of thing. So another thing for first time travelers is valid passport. Sometimes when you actually apply for your visa, maybe you apply for like 1 year validity. Like applying for visa is like 6 months validity, of course. So imagine you applied for like 8 months validity or 9 months and everything. So sometimes when they actually give you this visa, so you can still have spent some time in your home country, 3 months, 4 months, as long as the visa is still valid. Like if you're actually given like a 1 year visa, you can still spend some time in your country before going. So imagine you actually, there's not that they will give you 1 year visa with 9 months validity. It's not possible. But I'm just trying to make it a scenario. Or maybe if they give you 6 months visa with 8 months passport or something, but they can give you 1 year with the least is 6 months. I don't know, depending on each country. What I'm just trying to say overall is, before you travel, before you book your flight, make sure that your international passports are at least 3 months validity. If not, they will turn you back, especially if it was all these countries that some countries might allow you, but most countries will actually turn you back. So make sure, in fact, before you register for your visa, don't use 1 year warranty validity for it, unless if it will expire. Just make sure that you travel as much as you can, then you can apply for to your high commission outside the country. But I will actually advise, it's actually better and easier to actually get your passport in your own country than all this high commission outside this thing, because this one will just stress your life. So another one is flight reservation and other documents. I'm sure you know how to book your flights, and if you don't know it or not, you using an agent does not mean you actually stay up to date. There are so many countries that they actually request for some extra information even after your visa requirement. So you can just call the airport, verify with your school if they need any other document. This one has happened to me before. I waited. So before you travel, make sure to find out any other extra document they need at the point of entry of the country. For example, for some countries, they can request for yellow vaccine, they can request for polio vaccine card, they can request for malaria test before you enter. They can just request for some extra document. So make sure, even your school does not have this valid documents, because they actually update their information. Make sure to go to their website. Make sure to send an email to the immigration of the country you're going to, not your home country, the country you're going to, just to be sure of it. And just in case anything happens, you just tender your evidence that Shebe, I asked you people, Shebe, I sent you email, you said nothing, so why are you holding me? Just make sure that you have all your documents so that they will not turn you back. These people, they don't care if you don't have the document, especially if you are from Africa. They don't even want us to come, but they will turn you back like this, like the hand of clock. So next is vaccine requirements. Like I said, yellow card, vaccine card, like even this COVID test result and everything. So another one is contacting the person that will actually pick you up from your airport. So before you come, make sure you tell the person, send your flight details to the person. This is the time I am coming and everything, and this is the clothes I will be wearing. And you ask the person, where should I stay for easy access? You write out. So another one is writing out the number of your contact. Most times when you arrive, your phone, depending on your phone specification as well, your phone might not be with you, it might be off, it might be anything. So make sure you write the number of the person coming to pick you inside a sheet of paper, put it inside your pocket or inside your carrier number that is easy for you. So when you get there, most of those immigration police, they're actually very nice. Tell them that even if they don't understand your language, for example, if you're in another country speaking another language, just tell them that this number, call. Most time they will even give you their phone to call the person. Or days in some airports, you actually have some phone booths that is actually free. Some you can actually need money to just maybe put coin inside to call. That's why I told you actually need the extra money for this. But most times during my own time, I just went to the immigration. You know me, I'm a fine girl, so come call. Yeah, I read something. So and I called my friend and told me to stay. Another one is booking flights. I don't know who will be booking your flights for you, whether your agent or yourself, but please, whenever you're booking your flight, make sure to check Stopover. As a first-time flyer, as a newbie, you will not know what Stopover is. I think I will actually be making that separate video. I know that your mind is just you're traveling out, and that was one of my mistakes. I did not check my Stopover. Imagine having a 12-hour stopover or a 13-hour stopover, and so make sure you check your stopover. Make sure you check the latest. There are some airline, maybe for example that time, some airline, maybe it's only one particular airline that goes from here to this, and their stopover is always like that or something. Just make sure you check the shortest stopover. Most times the shortest stopover are mostly always costly, and depending, you can just keep checking the dates. And there are some that is just fixed. For example, Dubai stopover is like 8 hours if you are coming from another country, or if you are leaving from Dubai to Nigeria, whichever way you are coming from, their stopover is always 8 hours. I don't know if they've reduced it or they've increased it. There are some that is just fixed stopover, but in as much as possible, try to use your filter while booking the app. Don't just allow any agent to book flights for you just because it's cheapest. Even if they get you a cheapest flight, tell them to send you the flight itinerary. Check the departure, the arrival, the stopover. Make sure to check it very, very well. Very, very important. Staying in the airport is not fun. They will not give you bed. The only time I've been given bed while at the airport was Egypt here, and they actually give us bed. I prefer they give us bed that day. Just like 18 hours stopover. So if it is actually more than 12 hours stopover, they will give you a room to sleep. But short, it was only Egypt here that gave me. So another one is arrival at the airport. This was one mistake I made. My first day I was like, the flight is right here. Where am I, Washington? Please, as a first timer, in fact, leave like 6 hours before your departure time, especially if you are coming from a place like Nigeria or Africa, especially when you know you have a whole lot of loads to clear. So make sure you arrive as early as possible so that you meet the immigration people. They will clear you once and for all. But the thing is, when you go early, they will have your time. Even if you are not going for them to clear, you can just arrive at the airport and just sit and wait, be pressing your phone, go on Instagram, be gisting till that time. It's better you're there than to be coming on your way. So especially if you have a lot of, so make sure you go in as fast as you can. So make sure to actually go in as early as you can, so that you can check your luggage, you can weigh it, you can know if you are paying for extra luggage, you can know if you are calling a family member to come and remove some things from you, like just for you to be sure like you've settled everything, and the only thing remaining for you is the last security check. So if you know that your place is far from the airport, you can actually get an hotel nearby the hotel, nearby the office, nearby the airport, and just lodge, like pending. Just make sure that you just leave early. Anywhere you can, make sure you leave early. And another thing is, while booking your flights, make sure to check the time departure very well. But most times, most international flights always used to be, most international flights, especially for long distance, it's always at night. We have some that is afternoon. Just make sure you check the departure time very well and the arrival time. So just book tickets before you book. So let me write it down. So this is how I get my video inspiration even while shooting. Next is things to look out for before booking tickets. Things to look out for. Okay. International tickets. So this is how I get my video inspirations. Still a lot of topics that I still have to talk about. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure. So next is, so I can't find my paper. So next on our list is online check-in, and this one will come with my next topic when I'm actually talking about it. So make sure you subscribe. So I actually prefer, it's better for you to check in online. So depending on the airline you check, you can only check in online when it's like 24 hours before the flight, 24 or 48 hours before the flight. Log into their website, go to, just navigate through that menu depending on the airline. Then when you just click that three dots that is always there, you see online check-in. Just put your online check-in, you put your ticket number, your name and everything. Then once you sit in a bot, it is the fact that you can actually pick your seats. Especially for first timers, I know that you guys like window seat because you just want to see that view and everything. I really understand. So that's why it's actually better and preferable to actually do online check-in so that you can pick your seat, because that day when you go, you might not be able to negotiate your ship. But I used to tell him, I want window seat too. For most of you that have watched my travel vlog before, I hope you understand that. So when you do online check-in, you'll be able to choose the particular seats that you want, and I'm sure that window seats. And don't be scared of it. Nothing will happen. It's always good, like that window seat actually give you that vibe, and then you just see how the plane is ascending, and then see that is descending and everything. Like you just be seeing everything, so you can pick window seats, you can pick middle seats, you can pick anything of your choice. But don't pick this type of seats. And that video inspiration. This is not to sit and be plain. There's some places, there's some type of style you should not sit as a first timer, because maybe it can actually scare you out. That's another video inspiration. So another one is carrying load for people. When people know you want to travel, hey, my cousin, my sister, my brother, my auntie, let me carry this thing now and everything. Tell them, say you know they go. I'm sure that you guys see it online every single time, the way people hide things. Don't collect anything from anybody. See, if the person wants to fight with you, let them fight with you. Let them fight with you, because if they go and catch anything in your body, before they will hear it or somebody that sent you, you would have slept inside jail for like how many months. In fact, they will not even believe you. Stop taking things abroad for people unless you trust. There's nothing like trust safe, unless it's your father, your mother, and I don't know how people do, but throughout me I went, I'll never collect anything except for anybody, because me, I don't have strength. You can't be speaking this thing, because if you are going to a country like Indonesia, you just, you know it. So don't carry anything for anybody, especially as a first timer. Just go, because as a first timer, the person that will come to their mind and say, so this is why you came to apply for visa, to carry cocaine. Nice one. Oh yeah. And especially if you are from Africa, like Nigeria, now so now they do. I talk and so now they do. They already know. Don't carry anything for anybody. In fact, nobody should even know that you are traveling. So in case one of your friends said you will send somebody to come and bring this thing, give the person wrong timing. Tell them that you are here. Just use scope. You are not carrying anything for anybody. Or tell the person you have a lot of load. Just use something. Don't carry anything for anybody. Because when anything happens, their number will not be reachable again. So another thing on our list is ask questions. When you get to the airport, depending on the airport you are, at times you might feel confused, you might feel you don't know where to go, where do you go from. And make sure to ask questions. Don't be shy about it. There's nothing to be shy about. Anywhere they want to laugh, let them laugh. Funny enough, most of those people there, they've not even traveled out before. They're just working at the airport. They've not traveled out before. So anybody will want to laugh, me laugh. Feel free to ask questions. If you're confused about anything, feel free to ask questions. And then this one brings us to the next option. Please avoid non-official airport officials. Yes, avoid non-official airport officials. Do you understand that my English? You see those people that they used to be inside airports, I don't even know how they used to enter, and they will come and be telling you one this thing. Avoid them. The people you should speak with, every airport, the people you should speak with for a Nigerian, and they used to have this yellow jackets that they write fan there, or Nima or something like that. They used to have their jacket. Some even have ID card or something. That is the only people you should ask questions from. If you can ask questions from all these Agbero that used to claim as if they are working there, they can use scope from you, take money from you, whine you, or just drag you because you're a first timer. Use your head. And preferably, before you even ask this thing, prefer to ask people with security that is holding that checklist, or that you see them maybe when you were entering inside your door, inside the airport door, you saw them at the gate, they are wearing uniform. Don't ask anybody that is not wearing uniform. I don't want to know if it's their boss or not. Everybody is supposed to wear uniform. So approach only people with, even if you are not sure of your question, ask people that are working with airline. Maybe just look for those airline counter. You only see their name. Say, well, please, where can I? Ask only the security. Don't just ask any random person. Do you understand my English? Especially in Nigeria, these ones, they are ready to drain the whole out of you. Then another one on our list is, after checking in and they've checked your security, you've passed it and everything, is wrap your bag. I don't want to know how thick that bag is. I don't care how sophisticated it is. I don't care how anything is. Wrap your bag. They always have this wrapper in the airports, but you have to pay some money for it, and it's actually negotiable, or you should just find out, because most of the time before they will give you price. I made a video on when I was traveling to, we are putting the link in the description box, when I was traveling, and then they do it for 1,000. I was telling me 2,000 or something. They'll look at you before they actually give you the price. Make sure to wrap your bag, and aside your bag being fine or thin, most these airport officials, they don't know how to handle bag. If you see the way they used to throw bag, aside that, so that you not end up with torn bag, make sure to wrap your bag. It's just 1,000 naira from Nigeria, and then outside the country, I don't know how much it's depending on the country you're going. That's why I say you should have extra money. Make sure to wrap your bag, and whatever how you wrap it from your departure country, that's how you meet it when you land. So that is why anything you're putting your luggage, your check-in luggage that you are going to be wrapping, make sure it is nothing important. No, it is nothing so dear to you that you have to open while on transit or anything, because once you put your things from your departure country, you will not actually see it when you actually get to where you're going. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So make sure you wrap your bag very, very well. I don't even know. Make sure to wrap it. Just wrap it so that do not tear your bag, to avoid tampering with your bag, and to avoid scratching your bag. So, and that one you need to know, and very important, is holding snacks. Guys, it's very, very important, especially when you, most times they serve you food based on, they can give you, your first meal can be the country you're living, but then when you, for example, if I'm going from Nigeria, if I'm going to Moscow, from Nigeria to Dubai, they can actually give me an edible food, maybe like jollof rice or something similar to rice. But from Dubai to Moscow, they either serve me a Dubai meal or a Moscow meal. So it's always like that. So make sure, and even that rice that they will give you, it's not as if saying go your belly. It's always one colorful something like this. I'll put in link about my flight and everything. So make sure to check my flight, my experience and everything. You see, a very small meal like this, be like dessert. They will say it's food. They will still give you dessert, but it's dessert to me because it's like time. So make sure to hold enough food. If you're in Nigeria, hold gala, chin chin. But make sure you hold dry food, because they will not allow liquid into your check-in. So I'm making a video on things you should put in your check-in and things you should not put. And that topic, as I get my inspiration, things to put in checking or not. Hand luggage, just checking. So this snacks should actually be inside your hand luggage, so that when you are done with their food, then you just take your change. And the thing is, so that's why you don't need liquid. The thing is, when they actually come, they can actually give you their drink, their you can request for juice, you can request for water. Just make sure you have chin, plantain chips, gala, even bread. Anything that you know that it will hold this your belly, especially if you have a very long hour of stopover. Most times when I actually travel, I really hardly eat at the airport. I told my things, hold your snacks in your hands, hold it, pack as much as you can. Nobody will hold you. So another one is holding your. So this is another topic, but I'm actually dreaming. But anyways, let me say is your power bank. Another thing you should hold is your power bank. I've told you about the long stopover and everything. So your power bank and your charger, make sure it's in your handbag, so that no matter how long the stopover you have, when you've connected to your Wi-Fi, anywhere you are, you can always chat, feel alive, browse, everything. You understand? So far, this will bring us to the end of today's video. If you like it and if you watched it up to here, please make sure to give me a thumb up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I wish every one of you a very, very safe flight, no matter the reason why you're actually leaving your country. Even if you've given up all hope on your country and you feel like you cannot make it here, everything has, don't forget you still have your families here. And anywhere you are going out of the country, just try as much as you can to be a good representation, or to be a good citizen out there. If people come from Nigeria, they've actually tagged us as this thing. Just try as much as you can to actually redeem the image of your country. Don't give up on the country you're coming from. Even the country you're going to, it was not actually built in a day. Everything did not just work out in a day. If you leave, if I leave, everybody leave. He's going to work it out. Even if you're not staying, just make sure to say good things about your country, be a good citizen. Don't break another country's rule. Some things that you do in your own country that you think you can get away with, you cannot do the same outside the country. And the funny thing is, when you actually do something there, they will say, that's what they do. That's what Nigerian sisters do. All of them, they always have this group ideology that's that. So just try as much as possible to actually be a good citizen of your country. Represent us very well. So guys, I wish every one of you a very, very safe flight, and we hope everything works out well and everything works out good. So, and I hope you keep watching my channel, and when you're coming back to Nigeria or coming back to your home country, I hope you buy something for me, because I was part of your journey. So guys, if you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button. See you in my next video. So another one is keeping your lips sealed. I don't know, they used to say it's actually a mint or this thing, but I somehow struggling believe about it. When you're traveling, don't tell anybody, keep it to yourself, because some people, it's not as if they have window, but some people have this type of spirit, when they are not happy with something, no matter it will not work out. So just keep your shit to yourself. Just keep it to yourself to when you get to where you're going, and then after 3 months you start showing yourself. But me, within 1 month I started showing myself. I could not hold it. I started snapping inside snow. It's not easy traveling from here, from dry land to inside snow. I started showing myself. But anyways, so guys, I wish every one of you a very, very safe flight. Please make sure to be a good representation of your country. Make sure to be a good thing. We are all counting on you to actually come back and come already for our country. So guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.